Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we will be doing Maths SPM Paper 2 Pulau Pinang. Okay, disclaimer by the way, I am still a student. Okay, so I'm learning as I go, and this channel is just for me to study. Yep. So let's go. So first question, write the negation of the following statement, then state its truth value. So negation and BM penafian is literally to deny this statement. So what we have to do is just add not here. So 12 is not the highest common factor of 28 and 42. Now they want us to, the second question is to state its truth value. Now we check if the statement is true or not. So is 12 a common factor for 28 and 42? So take 28, divide by 12. Nope, you get a fraction. So you can reconfirm by doing it with 42, but now I know that it's not the highest common factor of 28. This statement is a truth value. It's a truth statement now that I deny that 12 is not the highest common factor of 28 and 42. So this makes, from the false statement, it becomes true. So the truth value is true. Now, determine whether the following argument is valid and sound. Justify your answer. Okay, so in order for an argument to be valid, it needs to be in the correct form. And in this case, it is, because we have the form 1, if I'm not mistaken. This is all. So it's in its correct form. Now, in order to determine if an argument is sound, we have to look for each premise and the conclusion. Is it correct? Now let's check. 22 is the multiple of 2. Okay, 22, you divide by 2, you get 11. Okay, so this is true. Now, 22 is the multiple of 4. You take 22, divide by 4, and you don't get a whole number. So this is wrong. So it means that I feel like if you want to determine if the argument is sound, you only look for the conclusion. So in this case, this argument is valid but not sound. So let me read. All multiples of 2 is multiples of 4. This is already wrong as well. This is wrong. This is true. This is also wrong. So it means that valid but not sound because not all the premise is true. Something like this. Okay, next. Calculate the mean number of mangosteen eaten by a student. So they want the mean. Okay. So here we have Ahmad, Siva, Mandeep, and 18, and we have the frequency, which is 4. Frequency. So all you have to do is just take 12 plus 10 plus 18 plus 20 over 4, and you get 15. That's the mean. And now they want the angle of the sector that represents Kenny. They want to know this. Oh my, that's not so accurate. Okay, that they want to know that theta. So as simple as this whole thing, a circle, this whole thing is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. So here 18 is Kenny. It's part of this circle, of this sector, and then we have Mandeep. And total, it will form a complete circle, but obviously we're missing this because we want to find Kenny. So I'm gonna exclude Kenny and I'm gonna make it red. So it's true, right? Kenny represents 18 over 12 plus 10 plus 18 plus 20. So the whole probability of this circle. I'm just spitting out words. I don't think probability is the right word, but that's how I understand. And because this whole circle is equal to 360, we times it with 360 in order to get the theta for Kenny, because this is the probability of getting Kenny. And we have 108 degrees. Next, diagram O4. O is the center of a circle with a radius 3. Okay, so O is the center. When you're a center, wherever you go, it's going to be 3. Because it says that the radius is 3. So it doesn't matter. As long as you're from the center and you hit the circle, it's equal to 3. So this means that from here to here, it's 3 centimeters. From here to here, it's also 3 centimeters. From here to here is also 3 centimeters. From here to here is also 3 centimeters. So you get what I mean. Now, ROS is a straight line. Given that ORP is equal to 25 degrees Celsius, 25 degree, and PS is the tangent to the circle. This means that this is 90 degrees because that's the tangent rule. Now find X degree and the length of RS. Okay. We have this information. We also have this information. We can use the, okay, let's say, okay. From here to here, we use the sine rule. Okay, let me see. So this will be O because it's the opposite of the angle. Then this, you know what? Sorry, I think I'm using the long triangle. Okay, X. Okay, never mind. This will be O. And this will be wait. Okay, you know what? We don't need to do that. Cause I just realized these are the same length. It's an isosceles triangle, which means that this is also equal to 25 degrees. Then it means that 180 minus 25 minus 25, because 180 is the sum of the interior angle of a circle, then this will be equal to 130 degrees. Then X will be equal to 180 minus 130. So it's equal to 50. Now the length of RS. Where is RS? Okay, this, they want us to find this. So I'm gonna highlight it so it's easier for me to identify. Okay. Now, in order to find RS, we already know that RS is also equal to RO plus OS. Okay, why I'm not gonna find RS by using this or this? Because the problem is we don't know any of these two angles. But what we know is that RO is equal to 3. So all that's left is that RS is equal to 3 plus OS. Okay. Now, we need to find OS. We already know that X is actually equal to 50 degrees. So we can find this angle. 180 minus 50 minus 90. So here is equal to 40. I'm just gonna, the tip is to just list whatever information you know, because it will be useful for you. Okay, I know this, but I don't know this. And I don't know this. But it's okay, we have the interior angle, which means that I can use the sine rule, is it called? No, it's the SOHCAHTOA. Okay, I'm gonna choose this angle. What I mean when I choose this angle is that the opposite of this angle will be my O. And then the opposite of the right angle, the longest point will be my H. Okay. And then the angle that's left will be my adjacent, my A. So we can't really use O because we don't have the value of O. Because what we need to find H. So we cross out O because we don't know what the length of PS is. But I do know my A. My A is 3 centimeters. So I'm gonna use this. So I'm left with A and H. So A and H, we use cosine rule. So cos theta is equal to A over H. Cos 50 is equal to 3 over H. 3 over H. H is equal to 3 divided by cos 50. H is equal to 4.667. But that's not the final answer. Substitute into here. H is OS, by the way. RS is equal to 3 plus 4.667. RS is equal to 7.667. Now, Jimmy has an Axia car for personal use in Sabah. His car has never made a claim for the insurance company. Given the car's information is as follows. Age of car 3 years, engine capacity 1500 and CD 30%, the amount to be insured 45,000 ringgit. Calculate the gross premium. Okay. For Jimmy's car under the third party fire and theft policy. Now, okay, let me just give you a basic information about the gross premium. So we have the comprehensive policy, and then we have the apa entah after that, something, and then lastly we have the third party fire and theft policy. So first, what we need in order to get the gross premium is we need the basic premium, and then we need the NCD, and we have to minus the two of that, and then we get gross premium. So for comprehensive policy, the basic premium is basically the 3, page 84. Comprehensive policy, we take the first 1,000, so you have to refer that to the table, and then we times each of that with 1,000 balance. It depends if you're from Sabah or if you're from Peninsular Malaysia. It's different values. So that means that you have to take your sum insured minus 1,000 over 1,000, and then you'll get the amount that you have to times 26 or 20.30 ringgit with. It depends on where you live. And then basic premium is a sum of the first 1,000 and each 1,000 balance. NCD is 25% or 30% or whatever is given. And then gross premium is basically your basic premium minus the NCD. Okay, so we have also third party fire and theft policy as well as third party policy. So what you should know is that for third party fire and theft policy, basic premium, you calculate it by taking, this is a standard value. So meaning that every basic premium for third party fire and theft policy, you get it by taking the basic premium of comprehensive policy and you times it with 75%. It doesn't change, it stays that way. And NCD is calculated like normal. So in this case, they already give you the comprehensive policy basic premium. So this question is being very, very kind. So all I have to do right now is just take 1113.30. Was it 1113.20? My bad. Times with 75%, which is 75 over 100, and I get I get 834.90. So this is my basic premium. Now for NCD, they give me 30%. NCD is just 30% of this for basic premium. It's the same. So I times that with 30 over 100 and then I get 250.47. This means that my gross premium is equal to basic premium minus NCD. So it's equal to 584.43. Now, based on the scenario above, state the claim that Yusri can make to his insurance company if he insures his car under third-party policy. Yusri's car hit another car in an accident and he was found at fault. As a result of the accident, both cars were badly damaged and the driver of the car that Yusri hit suffered a broken leg. Yusri wants to make a claim for damages to both cars as well as the cost of treating the driver's injuries. So this is in your textbook, page 77, chapter 3. So he wants to make a claim under a third party policy. So the coverage, he can make a claim for loss of property suffered by third party, liability to third party due to injury and death. So it's 2 marks, so just list both of them. Two due to injury and death, loss of property, suffered by third party. Next question. Diagram shows a part of the graph of quadratic function fx negative a bracket x minus n bracket x minus n where they have a condition m will be smaller than n. Wow. Okay, so from here we already have our information. They're already giving us the roots. So it means that you know when you get a root of an equation, let's say 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. Okay, and you click your calculator. Okay, you substitute these values. Oops, the roots is like decimal, but never mind. Let's just assume that you get x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3, and then you put it x minus 1 and x minus 3. So now that they already give you the roots, you can just put it back into this x minus negative 1 bracket x. So if you get negative, it's positive. I'm just going to do it step. Then bracket x minus 4. Oops, what's that? X minus 4 is equal to 0. So I already have the form of my quadratic equation. Now what I need to identify is that this is a maximum point. Because why? It's a sad graph, which means that the ax squared, which is here, the coefficient of x squared, must be less than 0. I don't know lah, tapi it has to be like a negative number. Okay, it has to be a negative number. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really remember. Okay, so now that we know that it has to be a negative number and we're given that negative ax minus m, okay, x minus n, it's also equal to this, okay, the one that we've did just now, x plus 1 bracket x minus 4. So here it says that m must be smaller than n. So m should be 1 lah, because 1 is negative 1. It's way smaller than 4. So m is equal to negative 1. Now for n, so if n is larger than m and we're only left with one root left, n is 4. Now for a, okay, notice here that they want you to find a only, not negative a. So in this case, a is equal to 1. State the equation of axis of symmetry. It says state, So you can use the formula to calculate it, which is negative b over 2a, or you can just click on your calculator. So substitute the negative 1 bracket x plus 1 bracket x minus 4, and then expand, and you get x squared minus 4x plus x minus 4, negative x squared plus 4x minus x plus 4, negative x squared minus plus 3x plus 4 equals to 0, and click in the calculator. Negative 1, 3, 4, and you get all of the roots, and then you get maximum point. You click equal, and then it will have like something like max of, and then they give the first coordinate, which is x. So x is 3 over 2, and the next is 25 over 4. So they want equation of axis of symmetry. Equation of axis of symmetry is x. Oops, not 0. X equals to what? So this is our x. X is equal to 3 over 2. And you have to put x equals to, because they want us to state the equation. Okay, next question. Complete table 1 for the value of x equals negative 1. So they want us to find this. That satisfies the equation. So just substitute negative 1 into y. So you get and you get 12. So y is equal to 12. And then they ask you to draw the graph. So just plot every point, and then you probably get like a shape like that. So all you have to do is just plot and connect the lines. That's all. Now draw a directed graph to represent the roads which connect a few cities based on the given information. Hence determine the number of degrees of the graph. Okay, so it's a directed graph, and they already give you the why is it like that? And they already give you the value of, bukan the value, tapi like this is 1, this is 2, this is 1, this is 2. So meaning that from K to L, obviously you go from 1 to 2. So this is the direction. And then from L to M, 1 to 2. From there, M and N. M and O. N and P. P and Q. That's the shape of your graph, but fix it and make it look better. And now they want us to find number of degrees. Number of degrees, the formula is it's equal to 2 times the number of edges. So count. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of, if the edges is equal to 6, then 2 times 6 degrees is equal to 12. Now, diagram 9 shows an incomplete tree diagram representing watches produced by Rolex factory. 2 watches are selected at random, given that the probability that a watch is not working is J, 3 over 14. Complete the tree diagram in the answer space. What we have to know is that total probability is always equal to 1. Why? Because let's say you have 3 red marble and you have 2 blue marbles, and you want to find the probability of getting red marble from a box. Okay. So the probability of getting a red marble from this box is 3 over the sum of these two, right? Okay, so 3 over 5. Now what about the probability of getting a blue marble? It's equal to 2 over 5. Now, look, when you plus these two, you get 1. Meaning that whatever the probability is, it's equal to 1. Now, when they already give you j is equal to 3 over 14, in order to get j prime, or what's the probability of the watch just working, you take 1 minus 3 over 14, and you get 11 over 14. Now, usually they will tell, or sometimes they don't tell, if the probability is has replacement or not. If it doesn't have replacement, you have to like deduct. So for example, from 3 over 14, and then you want to go to j, it becomes 2 over 13, something like that. Because as you don't replace it, and the probability keeps on decreasing, like really like berkurang. Let's say if you get red marble the next time, so the probability of you getting a red marble the next time, for the second time you want to pull from the box, is going to be 2 over 4. So meaning that from 3 over 5, it decreases, becomes 2 over 4. Okay, but in this case, you notice that the denominator is still the same. So it doesn't really decrease or anything. Now, for total upcount, just write back this jj. Next is j and j prime. Next is j prime and j. Now, calculate the probability at least one watch is not working. Okay, so at least one. At least one is at least, right? Meaning that it can be more or equal to, sekurang-kurangnya. But that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you can get jj, j prime, and j prime. Because all of this is the probability of at least one watch is not working. Meaning that even if all watches are not working, it's still acceptable. So, 3 over 14 times 3 over 14 plus 3 over 14 times 3 over 14 plus 11 over 14 times 3 over 14, and you get 3 over 14 times 3 over 14 plus 3 over 14 times 3 over 14 plus 11 over 14 times 3 over 14. But for this question, I think I want to recheck. Sebab hari tu I did it, they did not include this. They just counted for these. But today I did probability with my teacher, and at least one means that even if both of them are still there, it's still acceptable. So I want to recheck this. Okay. Now, what if both watches are working? They want both. So this means that they want j prime and j prime. So that's equal to 11 over 14 times 11 over 14. One to 1 over 196. Oh, patutlah. Betul lah. My bad. I forgot about the 11 over 14. So let's click again. 3 over 14 times 11 over 14 plus 3 over 14 times 3 over 14 plus 11 over 14 times 3 over 14. You get 75 over 196. Next. Diagram 10 shows the distance time graph in kilometer minute of a car. Given OABC shows the movement of a car from a house at Pinang to Ipoh, Perak. CD is the movement of a car going back home. Going back home. During exam and personal personal exercise, I always assume that the total distance is 180 just because they state here 180. And that's such a careless mistake because when you go back home, you reach here, it's 180. You go back home, it's plus another 180. So meaning that the total distance is actually equal to 360 kilometers. Now I know. Okay. Now, given OABC shows the movement of a car, blah 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 blah, going back home, state the period of time it means the car stops and rests at relaxation area. When you stop and rest, it's going to be straight line. So just take 60 minus 20. You get 40 minutes. Calculate the average speed of the whole journey, hence describe the movement of the car. Whole journey is 360 over... Oh, by the way, average speed is equal to total distance over time. Or if you don't remember, they'll give you the unit. So it's obviously equal to km over h. Because when you bring h up, it becomes km, h negative 1. So they want it in a h negative 1. So if the total time travel is 240, take 240, you divide by 60, is equal to 4 hours. 360 over 4 is equal to 90 kilometer per hour, and that's not all. They want us to describe the movement of the car. So the car travels at a distance of 360 km with time of 4 hours with average speed of 90 km per hour. Is it something like that? Yeah, a car travels at average speed of 90 km covering a distance of total distance of 360 km in 4 hours. Yep. Okay, now, given that the volume of a marble is 1792 over 3 cm cubed, calculate the horizontal length in cm of 6 marbles. Okay, they mention that it's a sphere. And they give you the volume. So, what we have to do is to find an equation to get this length of the marbles. Notice how they all align very tightly close to each other. Okay, now, first step, what's the formula for volume of sphere? I think it's 4 over 3 pi r cube. Is it? Wait. It's 4 over 3 pi r cube. Kalau surface area, it's 4 pi r square. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Now, we are given volume is equal to 179 over 2 over 3. Okay, we can use your calculator to change this, I forgot the name of this fraction, like, this fraction into, like, like a 2 fraction like that. So 3, form an equation because 4 over 3 pi r cubed is equal to 539 over 3. Okay, then all we have to do is just solve this. Okay, they want us to use 4 over 3 bracket 22 over 7. R cubed is equal to 539 over 3. So just times 4 over 3 with 227 and you get 88 over 21. And then bring this here, you divide it. And you get 343 over 8. Eh? Oops, wrong, I clicked wrong. Okay, now, this is r cubed. You bring it here, it becomes cube root. So r is equal to cube root of 343 over 8. Click on your calculator and you get r is equal to 7 over 2. But that's not your length. Okay, I'm just going to make this as our center. Okay, this whole length is the total diameter of these spheres. And diameter is this whole thing. What we found was only the radius, meaning it's this. So we need to take radius times with 2. So here we have, let's say, okay, this is 1 radius, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So take 6 times with 2, you get 12. So the total length is 12 over 7 over 2. And then you get 42. Okay, now, transformation r is a reflection in the line y equals 4. Line y equals 4 is where? This is y. This is 4. This is line y equals to 4. This is line y equals to 4. It says that transformation P is a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about center 6, 3. 6, 3. Okay, so I'm going to put a different color, purple. So this is the center, 6, 3. Wait, that's not a bold color. The black is making the blue fade. Y equals 4. Okay. State the image coordinates of point S under the following transformation. So R. So this is S. Okay. So S. It's a reflection at this line. So from S, from here to here, it's 2 box. So meaning that S should be here lah. It's the opposite side. So S is here. Yep. So this is reflection R. So the coordinate is 4, 6. Now for PT, Remember, T, the last number, is the first translation. P will be the second. Or to make it easier, the last. So do T first. T is a translation. -4 2. Okay. KT. -4. -4, you move 2 to the right. Ding! Sorry, -4 2. 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And positive. Not down, that's negative. So positive up. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is your new coordinate. It's 0, 4. But that's not all. Okay? We want to do P. P, the last transformation. So now that we already have T, we ignore completely S. Like, forget about S. Like, forget about it. We focus on T. Okay, we focus on T. Okay. Focus on T. So, what was it? P. Okay. P is a clockwise rotation of 90 degrees about center 6/3. So what I like to do is I take a ruler. Okay. Make sure it's perpendicular, it's straight. Okay. Not straight. Okay. And then I make sure that it's perpendicular 90 degrees to that straight line. To the straight line I have over there. Okay, and I draw a line like that. Now they want clockwise. Okay, clockwise. Hopefully you guys know that clockwise is this side, anti-clockwise is this side. Okay, so now clockwise. What I like to do, I count here. From here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So it means that the next, oopsie. Bro. Never mind. Let me just draw myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop. Okay, never mind. Okay, so 6 boxes until center P. So I do the same thing. 1-ish. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Means that this is my P. D. So it's 7, 9. Is that right? 4 and 7, 9. Forgot to write. State the image of AII. So it went from 4, 0 to 7, 9. Now, Pentagon GHJK is the image of pentagon ABCDE. Wow, banyaknya. Okay, next part 2.